a lovely day!
Hey guys, Jim here. Welcome in once again. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing, and I can't stress this hard enough. This is only an unboxing and initial impressions. This is not the review. The reviews will be coming very shortly. I'm not going to get into a lot of detail, but what I wanted to do today was share a very unique experience with all of you. Because what I'm going to be unboxing today is something that, well, I don't typically ever showcase on my channel. And it's a segment that I'm becoming more and more interested in now. And I gotta tell you, the two knives that are in here, I already know what's in here, but I haven't experienced them in any way, shape, or form in the past. What I have in this box is tremendously exciting to me because if you're like me and you've been collecting for a while, you've bought a lot of not the same types of knives, but you've been buying within your same groove. Even if you've expanded out of it a little bit, there are still going to be a lot of similarities within your collection. You're going to have a bunch of frame locks. You're going to have a bunch of liner locks. You're going to have a bunch of button locks, side opening automatics, out the front automatics. And you've amassed a collection of your interests within those, and maybe you've got hundreds of each. And it's very rare for us to find something, to discover something, or to rediscover something that we've previously kind of ignored. And that's exactly what I'm going to get into today. An entire category that I really have had no interest in. As somebody who primarily likes to collect tactical style or art style knives in folders and in fixed blades, this is an entire segment of knife that I have ignored, mainly because I just had no interest. I've seen them, obviously. I've been around them, obviously. I have friends that make them, and they're very, very good at what they do. It's just not a category that's ever interested me. What's in this box is hopefully going to be a turning point for me, and I think might be a turning point for a lot of other people. So I'm not going to waste any more time here on this intro. I want to get down to the tabletop, cut this box open, and experience this with you. That's why I left this box sealed. I don't very often do unboxings, maybe once every couple of years. But I wanted us to experience this together, because if you're the same type of collector that I am, this might end up exciting you, or at least getting your interest piqued, much in the same way mine has been. And I love to share these kind of experiences with you guys. And for once, I'm going to be showing you knives that are available, that you don't have to wait in line and pre-order, or you don't have to pay a custom maker and then wait a year or two or three for them to get to your order. This is a brand of knife. They are manufactured knives. They are production knives that will be constantly available in different configurations and models. I'm very excited about it, so I'm not going to waste any more time. Please do subscribe to my channel if you have not. I have some very, very big plans for when I hit 100,000 subscribers, which I'm hoping to do this year. And also, don't forget, there's that whole super thanks button down there. I've got a little graphic up here for you to look at. If you want to help to support the channel, I would very much appreciate it, because it allows me to continue to expand our horizons together and get new product out here for you to see, for us to experience together, and maybe find something new and interesting that we'll love. Right now, let's get down to the box, let's cut it open, and let's see together if we like what's inside. All right, I'm not sure if you could tell from the intro, but I am pretty friggin' excited, because if these are as nice as I'm hearing they are, as I expect them to be, I may have a whole new category of knives that I can start collecting in and enjoying, almost like a virgin collector. And that to me is exciting, because I haven't felt that in a lot of years. I mean, a lot of years. I still love and enjoy all the collecting that I do, but to get into something that's entirely new that I feel that I have to learn more about and educate myself about, that's pretty darn exciting. So, what I have in this box, you know what? I'm not even going to show you the shipping label where it's coming from, because I want this to be a surprise for you guys, because I truly believe that you will be surprised that I had the interest in these in order to make the request to get my hands on a couple. So let me go ahead and keep that out of frame if I can. I don't know if I am succeeding in that or not. I'm using my wonderful Pena Mula, the Sons of Liberty collaboration, to do the opening. And inside this box are two other boxes with some wrapping paper. I'm going to get these out of the way. I don't know what that stuff is just yet. I'm going to push them way out of frame. Okay. Oh, man. And like I said before, the reason why I'm doing this is because I want you guys to feel and experience this in real time just as I am. And I don't really get a chance to do this very often. So let's see. I really don't want to expose anything just yet. Is there anything? Okay, there's nothing written on these boxes. I don't know which one to open first because I don't know which one is which. I know what they are, but I don't know which one is packaged in which box. So I'm going to move that to the side for right now. The other reason I wanted to do an unboxing is this particular brand is making the unboxing experience exciting. They're doing some really cool, completely custom packaging that is unlike any other knives in the industry, period. I can't even imagine the money they had to spend to do this, but I have a feeling it's going to be worth it. All right. Here is the inner box. And for those of you that know, you already know. For those of you that don't, stick with me. This is going to be special. This is going to be different. Ooh. All right. What I've got here are two Jack Wolf knives. What Jack Wolf does is they create modern traditionals. What I mean by that is both of the knives in here are slip joints. Now, don't tune away if all you buy are, flippers and stuff like that. Stick with me here because I'm that same guy. And my head recently got turned in the direction of slip joints, but none really truly excited me. And I'm thinking that these will. Okay, I could see the label. I want to start with this one because this is going to be the most modern execution. All right, so this is the unboxing experience. Take a look at the packaging. Now this is a tin, an aluminum tin with a custom-made label. This particular version is the Cyborg Jack. And read this right here. I'm going to bring it up closer and get some focus on it so you can see this. He has hired Sean Tiffany, a comic book artist, and if I'm not mistaken, a Marvel comic book artist, to create the artwork for each of these. So every one of these knives, the packaging they come in is collectible by itself. The next time he makes a run of Cyborg Jacks, let's say it's 6 months from now, different executions, the artwork is going to be different. So as you're collecting the knives, you're also going to want to collect the packaging. And I've never said that before. There's some cool packaging out there, don't get me wrong. But most of it is, okay, it's a nice experience, it's a nice box, it's a nice pouch, get the knife out, and then that packaging goes away. I keep mine in like a big giant Rubbermaid tote that sits in a closet, And I never look at that packaging ever again until I either sell or trade that knife in the future. This is packaging that I'm probably going to put on display because it's really cool artwork. Now, it's not just about the packaging itself. It's about what's inside the packaging along with the knife. For those of you that were kids in the 90s, you might recognize what this is. This is a POG. Yeah. I'm going to discuss all of these things in great detail in the reviews. This is simply an unboxing and a chance for you guys to experience this as Jack Wolf virgins, much like myself. So there is the POG. This is another big deal to me, because for somebody like myself who is now just starting out with slip joints, it would suck to fall in love with one and go, well, now I've got to contact my favorite leather sheath maker and have them make me a slip to put it in. Because remember, they don't have pocket clips. They're gentleman's knives. They go down inside of your pocket. They are the definition of a pocket knife. So you want to protect it from getting banged up with your keys or coins or anything else that may be in that pocket. And these are included. This is like a starter kit, and this is what I find also exciting. Every knife you get, he acts like this might be your very first Jack Wolf, so it's a starter kit. You've got nice packaging. You've got a sheath, a slip sheath to carry your knife safely, and a microfiber cloth as well. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to get the sticker out. Okay. And then there is your sticker. These end up all over my blasting cabinet, my toolboxes and everything out in my shop. I love the stickers. And you get a really cool optical quality microfiber cloth. Let's get all this stuff out of the way. Now again, this does not replicate a pattern of a traditional classic slip joint. So if you're thinking slip joints are only for old men, which really has been my mentality, I've never seen a need for a slip joint. I enjoy locking knives. I have all my folders that are either button locks or liner locks or frame locks, and I've never really felt the need for a slip joint. I've tried a couple out. Most recently, that QSP that I did the video on, and I was shocked how much I enjoyed that knife. This thing is unlike any other knife that's out there. Let me give you some close-ups here. There we go. So instead of being a steel frame with steel liners and maybe brass or something or bronze and stag for the scales, looking all old manish, this is all bead blasted titanium. The scales are fat carbon, dark matter, orange. So you've got the dark matter carbon fiber with the orange pops of color. Now let's get it open. Oh. A steep, steep, steep hollow grind. Very prominent swedge, something it's not really required at all on a slip joint, but it helps it really look modern. Look at the construction quality. Look at the fitment of everything. Again, when I get to do the actual reviews on these knives, I will get very specific. I'll give you all the specs, all the sizes, the weight. We'll talk about the walk and talk. We'll talk about all that cool stuff. But right now, what I want to focus on is how this knife, or how these knives, make me feel. And I got to tell you, already this has exceeded my expectation for cool. Man, it's so lightweight. It's so handy. Holy crap, that's a thin edge. let's go ahead and start molding that slip and break out the next one. We ready? This one is going to be the low drag jack. Now, this is the one that's about to drop. This is a brand spanking new model. And I'll tell you immediately that I'm not as excited about this one as I was about the Cyborg jack, because this really isn't a blade shape that excites me to any degree. However, I really want to experience the more classic side, the more traditional side of this. So there is the artwork. Oh man, God, yeah. I am such a retro 80s fan because that's the era that I grew up in. I was born in the mid 70s. So most of the memories that I began really generating that would last a lifetime were through the 80s. And this really, really sings to me. As a matter of fact, when we take a look right here, you see one of the logos that I use for my brand is done in a retro 80s look. So I totally dig this. This is the low drag jack. So let's get this open. That is so friggin' cool. Again, another slip. I'll be using that. And this microfiber cloth is blue. Oh, tell me one of the stickers is the retro. Yes. Another reason I'm a big retro fan, retro 80s fan, is my family was in the film industry, and we worked on Miami Vice from the pilot all the way through season 6. And I grew up on the sets of Miami Vice. Thinking all that Art Deco shit was normal, that this is how normal people lived. I'd be a kid hanging out, waiting for my parents to get done with whatever they were doing, and I'd be sitting on like an $8,000 leather couch that's shaped like a seashell scallop or a hand or something weird, surrounded by art by Nagel and stuff like that. Like, I thought that was normal shit. So that's another reason I have a particular love for that era. So I am really excited about the packaging. Probably more excited about the packaging than I am about the knife, but let's take a look and see. So this, when you look at it, is what you would consider much more of a traditional slip joint knife. Oh, hold on a second, hold on. I did not know that it was going to have this for the scales. Oh, I am so beyond excited. Oh. All right. All I got to do is get past how I feel about the blade shape and this. Oh, this might end up being one that's in my pocket a lot. All right. So again, all titanium, carbon fiber. And that is a big belly. Big belly. And again, crazy sharp. Very steep hollow grind. Look at that. Dual bolster, single line dual bolster. Nice belt satin finishes on that deep hollow grind. These are going to be serious cutters. Serious cutters. Nice clean edge with a little bit of tooth left on it. Thank you. I'm so tired of seeing everybody getting friggin' mirror edges. This, by the way, is S90V steel. That's a big upgrade. I love S90V. It's not going to be as easy for you to resharpen and maintain the edge. It's not going to be as fast to bring the edge back as, say, M390 or N690, CPM 154, S35VN. It's going to take a little more time and work, but it's also going to be a lot longer before you're going to need to resharpen it as well. Man, look at that. That is actually really sexy. That's a good looking knife. The colorway did it for me. Like I said, the blade shape I don't like as much as the Cyborg. However, I really, really like that the motif, the theme that's going into this is very, very cool. Oh, you hear that? Listen to that. As compared to, this is much quieter. Oh, that one opens with some authority, don't it? Now, again, I'm not going to get into sizes and all the other specs and stuff, but here you can see it up against the Peña Mula, give you some idea. I really want you guys to come back and join me for the actual reviews of these, because I have a lot to talk about. What I love about this is I get a chance now to dive deep into something that I really have had almost no interest in. And I'm learning more and more and more. A lot of it's about the terminology and talking about certain things in a certain way. Like, one weird thing is when you're talking about the measurements of a slip joint. Because remember, slip joints go back hundreds of years. Locking knives don't go back more than, you know, a few decades. Hundreds of years these things have been around. So when you're talking about like the measurements, you don't talk about the overall length. I found that out. How weird is that? You talk about the folded length, and then you talk about the blade length, but you don't say, oh, this is 7 1/4 inches overall as your main specification. The customer that's buying these is looking for this size. They want to know what this size is to know how it's going to fit in their pocket. It's like watches. You know, we're Americans. We deal in freedom units. We don't like millimeters and all the metric stuff. But when you're buying a watch and you want to find out what the diameter of the case is, nobody's going to say it's 1 3/4 inches, because that's not what we as a watch collector are looking for. We want to hear it's 42 millimeters or 44 millimeters or 38 millimeters. We want to hear it in millimeters, even though that's not a unit of measure we look for in anything else we buy. But if you tell us, oh yeah, the watch case is 1 3/4 inches in diameter, our brain completely checks out. We're like, what does that mean? I have no idea in relation to my wrist what that's going to look like. So there's certain terminology and certain things that you'll hear in the circles of slip joint collectors that you wouldn't with other collectors. And oh. Oh, okay. I'm excited about this. I want to thank my good friend Kevin, Lefty EDC. After he saw me do that quick review on the QSP Penguin, and my shock that I actually was enjoying playing with a slip joint, and I was cutting things with it and stuff, and I was kind of enjoying it. He's like, I've got a really good friend I need to hook you up with. His name is Ben Belkin. He owns Jack Wolf Knives. You two, I think, would really get along. You have very similar personalities and interests, but his slip joints are among the best you're ever going to see. I'm like, but slip joints. I'm like, I'm kind of dipping my toe in the water, and I think, I think the one that I have here is cool, and then of course I have that Cultratech, that big 4-inch one, but it's not something I carry. It's, something just to have in the collection. He's like, trust me. He goes, I felt the same way, and I just fell completely into the rabbit hole. I'm completely addicted. I look forward to every drop he does. Guys, he does monthly drops, not pre-orders, but monthly drops. Click the button, it's yours, it ships out to you. Monthly. That is unheard of. So you're almost getting involved in like a knife of the month club without a subscription. Like you're not required to purchase anything, but there's something new for you to check out every month. And not only does he sell direct, but he sells through dealers. So if you're like, oh shit, I really wanted the Midnight Jack, or I wanted the Cyborg Jack, but they're sold out, he has dealers too. And the dealers maybe it's even an even smaller dealer than somebody like Blade HQ. Blade HQ does carry these. So they may have one sitting around for a few weeks. And you can go, I was able to grab one, even though I thought they were all sold out. So there's going to be a certain joy in that as well, that, hey, these are really awesome knives that I can get my hands on. So while this is very much in the traditional slip joint patterns. He has many models that are. This is one that Ben himself designed, and it's angular, it's radical, it's modern, it's cool, and oh yeah, baby, very slick. And again, the packaging, which by itself I feel is collectible. I mean, think about people that the weird things that some of us have collected over the years. I mean, maybe you collect those Funko Pops. You got like a big old display of like a 500 of those things. This is something like that. This is, you know, you're collecting the knives because you like the knives and you're using them, and you're collecting these because they're each different, and you could put them on display. And the artwork is done by a legitimate artist that you may have a connection to if you're a big comic book fan. And I think he said each year he's going to cycle through and have different kinds of artists that have different styles. So maybe the next time the low drag Jack comes out, maybe next year, it's not in this stylized retro 80s look, or the cyborg Jack isn't done in this comic book style, but maybe it'll be an entirely different kind of stylistic choice because of the artist that's chosen. I love that idea. That makes us get excited about packaging again. It's not just the thing that our knife ships in. So that's it for the unboxing. I wanted to make this short and sweet, just get a few basic thoughts out there and share with you my excitement. Yeah, this is going into the EDC rotation. I can feel it already. And what I want to do is I want to carry these for a little bit, use them, see how practical they may or may not fit into my personal lifestyle, because many of you may share the same style, kind of lifestyle that I do. I want one-handed openers. I want, one-handed closers. I want the convenience of having it clipped in my pocket. Maybe I don't want to fish around in my pocket to pull out the slip and all that, but I think that there is a need for these, because I'm 48. I'm turning 49 in just a few days. So I'm not exactly a senior citizen yet, and I'm not sitting there whittling wood on my front porch. I'm not cutting off slices of an apple and giving sage life advice to the neighborhood kids. So it's never been something I've cared about looking at. And I gotta tell you, these are definitely turning my head. Absolutely. I could tell you right now, I absolutely love this one because it's a lot closer to my style. It's a lot closer to the tactical style folders that I own and I collect and I'm always searching out. So yeah, this was a no-brainer. And how am I gonna feel with the more traditional style, with that bullet cap? And by the way, I just noticed this. I don't know if we can get it to focus. Yeah. Look at the attention to detail here. Beveling this off to soften the edges so it's not cutting into you. I mean, I'm seeing stuff as I'm playing with it that it's really amazing me. Oh, this one was S90. What is this? M390. So you got S90V and M390. Beautifully, beautifully ground. These, by the way, there is no mistaking this. These are hand ground. I've not verified that with Ben, but these are absolutely hand ground. There's no way around it. And man, their plunges are really, really good. That one's off by just a little bit, but I like that because it does demonstrate that they're hand ground. Nice big sharpening choils as well. You're going to have a long life out of these blades. All right, so that's very quickly my thoughts on these for the unboxing. I'm going to come at you with a really deep dive, super detail oriented for the review. So just give me a week or two to get into that. And yeah, I'm on board, baby. I am on board. I'm enjoying the shit out of this. I'll see you guys on those videos. I can't wait to bring them out to you. And right now, I'm just simply going to put this in its slip and put it in my pocket, and I'm going to start carrying it. See y'all next time.